Hello all and welcome to today's video. My name is John McFall and I want to welcome you to the McFallRI channel where I teach you how to make $25 to $30 an hour doing food delivery, and I also teach you how to make online income. Today, I want to talk to you about food delivery in 2022. Is it possible for you to do food delivery as a full-time job? We have been really up and down over the last 18 or so months, and 18 months ago, it was really popping when it come to food delivery. We were in the middle of COVID and people were not allowed to go out of their houses and go to restaurants, and the only way they could get food from restaurants is to use food delivery apps primarily. So we went through a season of food delivery that it was really bumping. It was really good, getting paid a lot of money and getting a ton of orders. And then in about June of last year, it started slowing down on us, and it is still slow. It recovered a little bit with the fall and the winter coming, but overall things are still a little bit slow. So today I want to kind of break down for you what I feel about doing food delivery full time in today's atmosphere and kind of give you a little bit of guidance onto what I think. Before we get into the topic, I do want to remind you that down here in my description I have some great tools for you. The one I want to bring up today is my metric spreadsheet. If you do not keep track of your numbers when you're out here doing food delivery, you do not know where you are on average. If you don't know where you are on average, you're not going to be able to improve it. So I'm going to throw a quick copy up here on the screen so you guys can check it out. If you look at the left-hand side, you'll see I always put my start time and my end time. This gives me the total time that I've worked. And then I also put in the miles. If you look to the right then, for each app, I put in the dollars that I made, the time that I worked, along with the number of deliveries. Then head to the bottom and you'll see it calculates out what your average dollar per hour, dollar per mile, along with your average per delivery. If you want to improve what you're doing when you're out here doing food delivery, it starts by keeping track of your numbers. So head down into my description and go grab a copy of it for yourself. And with that, let's get into the topic. So a lot of people out here on YouTube tell you different things. There are YouTubers out here, gig tubers, that will say that it is not possible for you to do food delivery full time. Don't do it, go get a job. There's other YouTubers out here that will tell you that you can do it. And then there's kind of the in-between people that tell you not to do it and they're out here doing it full time. So what do you do with all this information that you're getting out here on YouTube, and how do you determine if it is something that you should do or not? Well, I guess the first thing I'm going to say is it is completely dependent upon you. It's dependent upon your apps. It's dependent on your marketplace. It has nothing to do with what other people out here on YouTube are telling you. There is no blanket statement that says that you can or cannot do food delivery full time everywhere on this planet. So I'm going to kind of talk to you about what you should take a look at to determine if it is something that you can do full time or not. And don't really rely on what you hear out here on YouTube for people that just say everybody should stop doing food delivery or everybody can do it, because it is not the same for each and every person. So number one, it really depends on your financial situation. You have got to really dive into your income that you need and really break down what your bills are. And when I talk about bills, I'm talking about your rent or your mortgage. I'm talking about your utility bills. I'm talking about your phone bill. I'm talking about your car payments and car insurance. I'm talking about your credit cards and what you owe on credit card debt. I'm also talking about things like taxes and how much you pay in taxes, because when you're a 1099 employee on these apps, they don't hold out taxes, so you're responsible. Also, your health insurance. When you're working on these platforms, although they offer you some good health insurance options, they don't help you pay for health insurance at all. Finally, you've got to take a look at your savings. Are you able to put money away on top of paying all your other things off? And finally, the biggest thing is when you're doing food delivery, it has no retirement account, so you are responsible for taking care of your retirement. So you really got to break down your overall income and expense needs before you determine if you can do food delivery full time or not, because a lot of people have to rely on a W-2, because part of working a W-2 at a lot of places are they help you with your taxes, getting those paid for. They help you with your insurance and getting you insurance through a company that is a really good rate. They also help you get retirement stuff set up. So before you decide if food delivery is something that you can do full time, you've got to take a look at all this stuff and determine if food delivery can sustain all the expenses that you have. The second thing I want to talk about is your marketplace. You have got to understand how the apps work in your marketplace. We work on DoorDash, we work on Uber Eats, and we work on GrubHub. In your marketplace, what are the apps doing? When I go, let's say, to Auburn, Indiana, I can only work on DoorDash because that's the only app that is up there. It is a population of 15,000 people. And although I can turn on Uber Eats, I get very few orders from them. Sometimes I go a whole shift and I do not get one single order. I get orders on DoorDash, but the orders are typically between $5 and $7 when I am in that marketplace. And that marketplace can be very, very slow. I can go out there during dinner time rush, and I am lucky if I get orders sometimes because it's such a small marketplace. If you go to Fort Wayne, Indiana, on the other hand, this is a city that is a population of 265,000 people. In this marketplace, I can go down there, I can turn on DoorDash, I can turn on Uber Eats, I can turn on GrubHub, and I can get orders from this marketplace on all three apps. On top of this, if I go into this marketplace, look at my sweet spots, I've got 5 of them, so I know that when I go into this marketplace that I have 5 areas, what I call sweet spots, and these are areas that I can go into to get orders on all 3 of the apps. So no matter what day of the week it is, no matter what time of the day it is, no matter what part of the year that we're in, I can go down into Fort Wayne and find the money that I'm looking for, and I can average that $25 to $30 an hour on a consistent basis. A slow day for me is $25, a good day for me. If you go look in my food delivery playlist, you'll see that there's videos where I talk about making $51 an hour. So when I go into Fort Wayne here, I can get the money that I need to take care of the bills that I have. The third thing I want to talk about is you, and you have got to take a look at what your level of knowledge is. You've got to take a look at your experience level in doing food delivery so that you know if it is something that you can handle, because it is very simple to go out and go to restaurants and pick up bags of food and to deliver them to customers. However, if you want to make the really good money when you're out here doing food delivery, you have got to understand the apps, you've got to understand your marketplace, and you have to have the knowledge to be able to get out there and put the strategies in place that are going to propel you to that $25 to $30 an hour, because most people don't go out there and make that kind of money. Again, I'm going to talk to you about my food delivery playlist, and there are lessons after lessons after lessons on how to get out there and make $25 to $30 an hour. So if you are new at food delivery, or you don't have the knowledge to be able to get out there and put the strategies in place to get that $25 to $30 an hour, before you jump into doing this full time, you really have got to educate yourself and apply what you learn so that you know how to do it when you get out there. So to answer your question on whether or not you can do food delivery full-time in 2022, I am going to say yes and no. It has got to do with a lot of different factors, and you have really got to take a look at you and your current situation before you can determine if it is something that you can do full-time or not. So take a look at your finances and see what your needs are, and see if the food delivery platforms can take care of those needs. Understand the apps and how they work in your marketplace, and also understand if your marketplace can handle getting you the money that you're interested in making. If a marketplace can't do that, then you cannot do it full time. If a marketplace can do that, you can do it full time. If the apps give you the orders that will get you the money that you're looking to make when you're in your marketplace, then yes, you can do it full time. If they don't, like I talked about Auburn, if they don't, you can't. If you are considering doing it full time and your marketplace can't handle it, consider finding a different marketplace to work in. If it's something that you really want to do full time, you have got to put yourself into a situation where you can make it happen for you. Finally, you've got to take a look at your knowledge and your experience in doing food delivery. If you do not understand these strategies that are going to get you that $25 to $30 an hour or better, then really take a look and determine if you can figure it out so that you can get out there and get the money that you want. So yes, it is something that people can do full time even today. It's also something that people cannot do full time today. It really depends on you. So before you decide whether it's something that you can do or not, take a look at these different things that I talked about today and determine if it is the right path for you to go down. The other thing I'm going to say about it is, food delivery is a good way to make some really good income, but this is active income. And what I mean by active income is you are not making money on these food delivery apps unless you are physically in your vehicle and you're taking orders to customers. You have got to be out there making the money by getting out there and taking that time and getting out there to make those deliveries for those customers. So if you want to get yourself in a position where you don't have to do food delivery full time or anything else, really take a look at doing some kind of semi-passive online income like I talk about in my semi-passive income playlist, so you can set yourself up to not have to trade those time for your dollars. That's why I started my semi-passive income playlist, so I can teach you guys how to make money without having to invest all your time. I really hope you got a lot out of today's video and you learned a lot. If you want to do it full time and you can, go ahead and do it. If you want to do it full time and you can't do it, and it is completely up to you. I want to remind you, head down into my description and go grab my metric spreadsheet, so if you want to do it full time especially, you can see where you are and you can see where you need to improve. I also have some other great tools in my description, which is the Beans app and SimplyWise and QuickBooks Self-Employed. These are some great tools that I use every single week when I'm out here doing food delivery. I'd like to ask you to like this video and to subscribe to my channel. And finally, I want to leave you with, I hope that you are out there getting the money that you and your family deserve. And with that, I want to say thanks.